Hello everyone, I'm Chessrook44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 2. Last episode we had gone ahead and looked through what remained of the Giants' lands over to the east. Now we're moving on into the lands just to the west. You meet a band of giants. One of them falls to his knees shouting, "Oh, spare us! Spare us, surface people! We go and never come back!" They mistakenly think you are Empire soldiers. They aren't very bright. They must have assumed that meeting you will lead to their doom. Let them go. They jump to their feet and flee to the east, moving as fast as their long legs can carry them. It's pretty fast. Okay then. There is a very large stone longhouse here. It's large enough to have housed giants. It looks unoccupied now. It's been attacked. One wall is stove in, and fiery magical spells have scarred the stone. Enter and search the building, I guess. You find the charred remains of a pile of dead giants incinerated by Empire wizards. Empire soldiers must have attacked this house and killed everyone inside. The Empire's policy of ruthlessly eradicating the humanoid races continues. Unfortunate. I suppose it's kind of expected. Oh. There's an obelisk here, recently placed. There's a red rectangle painted on it. Ahead, your way is blocked by a heavily defended Empire checkpoint. A sign at the base of one of the towers says "Pass required" in large letters. You could try to talk your way past him, or you could try to blast your way through. Try to pass. When you approach, a bored guard, seeing that you aren't Empire soldiers, asks you for a red pass. You show him your pass and wait nervously as he closely inspects it. Then he returns the pass to you and waves you by. Relieved, you pass through. Excellent! So now we can look around over here. There is a large stone wall here. You slip through the unguarded gate and find a fenced-in cavern filled with mushrooms, fragrant lizard dung, and a variety of reptiles. This must be one enormous stable where meat is raised to feed the Empire army. A group of giant lizards sniffs at you. In their stupid reptilian way, they decide that you are legitimate prey. I suppose we should have expected this. We don't really need to do much. I mean, they'll die in a single hit, won't they? Just a bit of experience, I guess. Oh well. At least we're getting rid of some of the food stores of the Empire. Again, legitimate prey. More giant lizards. More annoying than anything else. And a fireball. Ooh, one of them actually bit me. Okay, that's that done. Excuse me, sorry about that. More Empire troops out here. This road ends here. It's still under construction. There are no workers around at the moment. The obelisk has a blue rectangle painted on it. Well, we do have the blue pass, but let's look around elsewhere. The sign reads, Barga, 10 miles west, Harston, 15 miles south. You find the ruins of a huge fortress. Repeated blasts, magical and physical, have razed it to the ground, and hordes of looters have left nothing of value. The few doors and windows which remain are sized to fit giants. The obelisk has a blue rectangle painted on it. Well, we do have a blue pass. Let's see if we can get by. To the west, you see the battered walls of Barga. Barga is a city under strong Empire control. You will have to tread lightly. This Empire patrol is under orders to stop and question anyone they meet. When they see your pale skin and realize that you are Avernites, they actively give chase. Their commander pulls out his sword in one fast, smooth motion and says, "Halt right there, worms! These are Empire lands. Show us your blue pass or prepare to die." Show them your pass. You show the commander your blue pass. He seems unconvinced, but they let you continue on your way. You are just outside the enormous, well-guarded walls of Barga, a city which was part of the Abyss and is now owned by the Empire. The city gates are closed, and several murdered Avernites hang from the walls. Somehow you don't feel you're going to get in. And if you did, you would be in real trouble. Simply because I'm curious, enter. You sneak up close and watch Barga for a while. The only people getting in are Empire soldiers, and they're not getting in by showing passes, but by showing actual identification. There's no way that you can fake that. You back away before any of the soldiers spot you. It's very unlikely that you would be able to get into Barga alive. Okay, so that's Barga. This Empire patrol is under orders to stop and question anyone they may— Ah, same thing with the blue pass. Fortunately, we have one. You are at the southwest end of a large, barren area. The ground drops off into a huge cavern to the west. On the other side, you think you can make out a ledge through the mist. Unfortunately, we can't get there without the Orb of Thralny. And this is Harston. You enter the town of Harston for the first time. It's a very new town. All of the construction is new and many of the buildings are unfinished. You notice that the citizens here are Avernites, but all of the guards are Empire soldiers. The Empire must have created this outpost perhaps as a supply base for their soldiers. And I believe we had a quest to find Harston. Yeah, visit Harston. Lorraine, the keeper of maps in the castle. Okay. We'll have to go back to the castle soon then. For now, though, we look around this place. All these Empire guards. Oh, hello there. You meet a man with the flushed look of a recent arrival from the surface world. He looks at you disdainfully. He holds a rake and is quite dirty. I'm Paqurin. Why are you so dirty? I'm tending a crop of your foul Avernum mushrooms. That's what I'm doing. Foul, yes, but it's all we have down here. And there's not much. They sent me out here to grow crops for the troops. Me, a soldier, tending food fit only for maggots and, well, you. You must have made a lot of friends down here. Yeah, hey, listen to this one. What's the difference between a maggot and an Avernites? Want to know the answer? How can I resist? The maggots dig their own holes! You refrain from killing him. This is probably the kindest of the abuse the Avernites here near the Empire receive. Pretty funny, huh? I'm just not going to say anything. I will say nothing. I will let it go. Alright, let's look around this place a bit more. Interesting town, Harston. A plaque at the base of this rough statue reads, Empress Prazak, long may she reign. Time will tell what Empress Prazak is like, I suppose. Empire storage, do not enter. This storeroom is filled with empty sacks and open crates and barrels, many with the sword and crown symbol of the Empire. Looks like the supplies here are running a bit thin. Let's see, first aid kit, lamp, nothing, nothing, steel bolts, nothing, 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 and jug of cheap wine. Wow, they really are running low. Let's see. Coins. We still have plenty of room for coins. Empire records. Yes, please. Was Talia holding on to those or Leah? Talia's holding on to a couple. Talia's the one holding on to them. Okay. We might get a fair few here. Pick the lock. Let's see. Bolt of fire, pen and ink, copper coins. Nothing we need, nothing we need. Suzanne's Sundry's Shoppe. A tired-looking woman with the pale skin of an Avernite sits behind the counter. As you enter, she moves a pitiful collection of copper coins below the counter. I am Suzanne. How may I help you? What sort of shop is this? Not much of one. I just reopened it. Reopened? Why did you close? I fled the abyss. I don't have much stock left, but you can sell me your goods and I'll have more. Why did you flee the abyss? She looks very weary. I was lucky. Captain Anthony, the Empire adjunct for this town, brought me along to handle supplies for him. I packed up what I could to come with him. He lets me run this shop on the side. The Empire needs all the supplies it can get. It just has me procure goods for them. Your shop isn't very well equipped. Anything we can get for you? Not much, just food. Yes, food is good. I'll give a good price for sacks of meal. Meat we can get. Mushroom meal not so easy. I'll give you 40 coins for each sack of meal. Very fair price. All she has is wine and unshackling crystals. Well, at least we know someplace we can sell things. Here in Empire lands. Renee the Sage. A dark-skinned woman sits behind the counter, making notes in a lichen paper notebook. Though her skin is naturally dark, it is in the pale, sickly way common to Avernites. Her clothes have been repeatedly patched. She smiles at you. I'm Renee. Welcome. How do you fare, my lady? She indicated the crude paper she uses and the rough state of her clothes. Making my way in hard times. It's rough going for a sage in a war. Surely even the Empire requires the services of a sage. Only occasionally. They brought their own scholars, you see. I'm just glad I got out of the abyss. Got very nasty there, so I came here. The Empire tolerates Avernites here. Tolerate for what sort of work? To work, make food, run-ins, you know. Help them function and kill our kind. Do things the soldiers can't or won't do. Or don't want to do. What happened in the abyss? For a moment she looks very upset. Yeah, it got very ugly there. Many fled, the ones that didn't. It went very hard for them. They bore the brunt of the Empire's desire for vengeance. We could use the services of a skilled sage. You're interested? If so, I can identify items for a small fee. Say, any idea why the Empire's soldiers here aren't attacking me? Why would they? Only people who are helping the Empire come here, and there are plenty of them too. That's disgusting. How could anyone consider helping the Empire? You have to see it from our point of view. Don't help the Empire, die. Simple as that. And there's been too much dying lately. I suppose that does make sense. I mean, there are people who would not be able to stand against the Empire. Hello. You meet a short, very stocky woman with closely cut black hair. She eyes you carefully and greets you. The word abrasive doesn't begin to describe her voice. I'm Delaria. Who are you and what do you want? And your job would be? I sit here and write. What do you like to write about? Just stuff to pass the time. Could you be a bit more nosy? What business is my business of yours? You flip through the Spic journal. Everything in this book is written in code. You can't understand any of it. Okay then. This almost looks like a barracks. Oh, there's a couple coins you can take. Nothing of use in the rest of it. Okay, that's that side looked through. Let's try this side. It's like a smithy here. There's a thin, middle-aged woman behind the counter. She wears a heavy leather apron and holds a pair of iron tongs. Sweat pours down her face. When you approach, she says, I'm Sharon, but people around here call me Mother. Why are you called Mother? It's tough times, and sometimes I look out for people. But I said folks here call me Mother. That don't mean you can. Working hard for the Empire, I see. She spits into the forge and smiles nastily. Well, making weapons for the Empire anyway. And sometimes I do repairs. So the weapons you make are just for the Empire, then? She gestures at her shop. Yes, they brought me here from the Abyss, built this big shop for me, let me live, and all I have to do is forge for them. But you're Avernites from around these parts, you know the score. Can you repair anyone's stuff? No, just the Empire soldiers' equipment. Their instructions were clear. No help for you. Any equipment? It's all stone weapons and the like. Nothing we have any use for. Couple guards here. That looks like the commander of this place. And this... Oh, we can get some coins. And chainmail, which I don't think we even need to take. This man wears the armor of the Empire. His appearance is very unusual. He's not deathly pale. He must have come down from the surface recently. I'm Captain Anthony. I'm in charge here. What do you want? What do you do here? What do you think? I run this place. And what's your story? You helping us now? Us? Yes, we're helping the Empire. We wouldn't be able to do so well down here if it weren't for you Avernites. You smart ones, that is, the ones on our side. Everything we don't know, you help us find out. All it takes is a little incentive. Incentive? He pats his sword meaningfully. Still, I don't have any work for you now. I already got 40 adventurers running errands for me, so you'd better be moving on. Avernites we don't know, they tend to end up in accidents. What kind of accidents? Well, you know, some Avernites who work for us, I show them to the guards and say they can be around here safely. But the others, like you... Well, let's just say if some guard takes a dislike to you, I'm not gonna sweat about it. So move on. I hear they need a few of you folks for scut work at Pyrog's Cave. Where's Pyrog's Cave? It's to the northeast. Maybe they'll let you clean or something. Captain Anthony arrogantly looks you up and down. The pallor of your skin betrays you as a native and therefore worthy of his contempt. Are you hiring anyone for missions? I already have too many of your kind working for me as it is. If you want a job, you'll have to look somewhere else. Okay then. So much for some way to sabotage things. The Ready Blade, fine food and lodging. A wretched, pockmarked man sits behind the counter, hoisting a mug of strong foul mushroom ale to his lips again and again. His hands twitch constantly. When you sit by him, he says in a raspy voice, "Hi, I'm Scab." What do you do here? He looks up at you and his bleary eyes focus on you. Then they widen in surprise. Then they fuzz over again. All he says is, "Hello, Avernites." So you can tell where we are from. His voice grows very low. "Avernum. So you're from there, aren't you? Traveling?" You notice his hands aren't twitching. "Yes, we must have taken a wrong turn at Formello." "You're a long way from Venati lands," he says in a clear voice. He lifts the mug to his lips, but you realize that he's actually completely sober. He must know who you are. "You know who we are." He mutters a few loud, slurred words. Then he lowers his voice. "Relax, I know about you. You've been there. Your description's gotten around. Find Delaria, she's around. Ask her about the scimitar. Now go." He lifts the mug to his lips and takes a deep swig. Then he starts twitching again. "Could you tell me anything about this town, friend?" "What do you want to know?" "Was this town built by Avernites or the Empire?" "The Empire. They made a deal with some of the few people who survived the slaughter of the Abyss. We make this town and keep it running, and they let us live for a little while longer." Why aren't the Empire soldiers attacking us? "Because only Avernites who are helping the Empire come here. No loyal Avernite is dumb enough to come here." I see. And you're the one in charge here. A burly man with the pallid skin of an Avernite stands behind the counter. He looks at you with distaste. "I'm Carswin. This is my inn." He's clearly not pleased to see you. "Greetings, innkeeper. What can I get here?" "Well, working for the Empire must be tiring work." There's a constant edge of contempt in his voice. "I have rations for sale, and a room is 30 coins. A mug of ale is 10 coins. Very high prices. Why do you think I'm in league with the Empire?" "Well, we get plenty of Avernites working for the Empire here. Around here, there's two sorts of us. The dead and the ones working for the Empire." He watches you warily, as if afraid you might attack him. I see. What kind of work? His voice is calm and friendly, but his eyes burn with anger. "Empire's a good, safe place for an Avernite to work nowadays. Some of them run shops like me, but some of them do other things." He doesn't look inclined to elaborate. "We don't work for the Empire. We're loyal servants of Avernum." He suddenly looks very nervous. "Get out! I don't want any fights here. And if you're the least bit smart, you'll shut up about that." "Yes, I figured." "Well, we don't need anything." In this dresser, you find a thick book of obscure religious writings. The words left by Gideon are written inside the front cover. After reading the contents for a few minutes, you put it back. Okay, random. Ah, okay. So he said to look for Delaria. Suzanne... Renee... Was Delaria the one in the back here? She left. Okay, I'm going to run out and then run back in, because I have a feeling that's who Delaria is. Yes, in hindsight, though, saying we're loyal servants of Avernum would probably be a stupid idea. Delaria, Scab told me to ask you about the scimitar. She nods. She seems more friendly now. Her voice quiets down, but only a little bit. Yeah, that's right. I'm part of the Resistance. Not much of us left out here, not after what happened to the Abyss. Big ugly mess, that. I don't have much information for you, but I have a little. Will you tell me what happened in the Abyss? The Abyss. You knew about it, right? That's where Avernum put all its rowdies and malcontents. Not a bad place till the Empire got there. Tore the place right up. Good people scattered or dead. Damn the Empire. What information can you pass along? First, don't go west. Heavy Empire there. The troops will kill you for sport. Second, Pyrox Cave is northeast. Big Empire fort. Has a big magic lab doing all sorts of weird things with weird things. Don't know what. Real well guarded, though. Third, I know some things about the Northern Islands. Any guesses how to get into Pyrox fort? No, but don't even bother with the front gate. It's just too well guarded and the door has powerful magic on it. What about the Northern Islands? Well, there are these islands to the north. Real remote. But the Empire has a dock to the northeast past Pyrox Cave. Well guarded, but with some boats. It's the only way I can think to get up there. Not sure what's on the island, but the Empire thinks it's real important. Lots of stuff being taken up there. Boxes of papers. Rumor has it they built some library or archive up there. Well, thank you for the information. We do know that they do have some sort of archive up there. Not sure what's in it, but we do know of it. Okay. So this probably leads to Pyrox Cave. Yeah, and we need a blue rectangle to get in. Okay. For now, though... Yes, we know. For now, though, we have a quest to turn in. We may as well. Before I forget, after all. Down here, I think I can go? No. Actually, yes. I think I can. No, I can't. Gotta go around. Great. Wrong way. Yeah, it's a long trip. Really annoying. I've already ranted about how annoying the long trips are, but I'm not gonna bother ranting again. Besides, I want to get the quest turned in. Plus, we have some Empire records we can turn in. Right up here. Alright. Now, I believe... There. I believe she was the one who wanted to know. We've been to Harston, Lorraine. She takes down what you say feverishly, not missing a single detail. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for this information. We may be able to make use of it. Sadly, I can't pay you, but I will put in a little word on your behalf with Gilda. Should put you a little closer to our security clearance. Our security clearance is already as high as it can be. They really want to make sure that you have the clearance. Alright, you... Empire records... And more money. Can we be issued a higher clearance yet? You have crown clearance, can't beat that. Okay, as I expected. Okay, what other quests do we have, anyway? Let's see. Deliver metal bar... Okay. 3 Drake Tooth missions. I was told that we can find 2 of the black Drake Tooths. So one of these 3 we won't be able to do. But I'm not sure which. Healing Herbs, that's repeatable. The 3 Crystal Souls. We know one of them is in Pyrog's lair. So that we can do. Sneak into Pyrog's lair. Yes, you found out that a Crystal Soul is hidden in the lair of Pyrog. Enter this fort through a secret passage in the back. It can only be reached by boat. Slay Gattaca. Okay, a rogue Venati named Gattaca. We know about that. That's over in the Venati lands. And we found out, from what I remember, that Gattaca is the one who gave over the crystal that's hiding in Pyrog's fort. So he does need to die. Hydra's near Mancusa. Okay. The location of the massive teleporter the Empire is building needs to be found. Madavai suggested beginning the search in the Tower of Eldoran. Okay, so to find the location of the portal the Empire is building, we need to go into the lands to the north. And we need to find the archive that's in the Northern Islands. Sugar for Gary, okay. The mage named Sixus fled Almaria with all the Elaborate secrets. I don't remember where that was. Find Blue Pass, I think we need to find a second one. Cheap wine, that's repeatable. Slay Garzad, that's a big end thing. Empire Records, we're doing that. Borgia Toadstools, I believe that's down under Venati land somewhere. Food for Harston, repeatable. Take ore to Darman. Repeatable. Kothar plans. That's over in the west. Wide for Fort Remote. Okay. So let me think. We could go try and do that now. Or, now that I think about it, we could also head to the west, into the caverns in the southwest. There's two places we can go. We can go and try to deal with Pyrog's lair, as well as find out all the information, as well as do what we can in the northern islands. I mean, we have cleared out most of the stuff there. We can go and take a look at the western tunnels in southwest of Avernum. There's two forts there that we need to clear out, and I think one of them may have a great pass, or it may have the whatever it's called. I can't remember the name. Orb of Thralny. Or we can go down to Venatai lands. Or we could give another try to try and get through Erica's tower. Or one of the other places that we have teleports to. I don't remember what all of them are. You know what? Since we're still up there, I think we'll continue doing what we're doing and try to get through the north. At least we'll be able to find one crystal soul, most likely. So we may as well. That said, it's probably going to be happening in the next episode. This one, I think, has gone on long enough. So, at the very least, I'll try and get over to right by Pyrog's lair. Yes, thank you. Let me see. Ahead, your path is blocked by a heavily defended Empire checkpoint. You could try to talk your way past it, or you could try to blast your way through. A bored guard asks for your blue pass. Fortunately, you have one. You nervously get it out and hand it to him. He looks at it, nods, and hands it back. As you pass, you hear him chuckle and mutter something about damned traitors. He must think that you work for the Empire. At least you'll be able to pass this checkpoint in the future. That must be Pyrog's lair. So, we'll take a look in the next episode. Till then, I'm Chester44, that is Rex, Gary, Tully, and Leah. This has been an Avernum 2 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.